Chris, what is our second main topic today?
Our second topic comes from Film Zone. With video game shows like Last of Us and movies like Sonic and the upcoming Super Mario movie, looks like video games are a hit in Hollywood. Legendary Pictures have taken notice and now say a second Detective Pikachu is in the works. Not gonna lie, I wish they made a more classic Pokemon movie with Pokemon battles over another spin-off film, but I guess I'll take it over nothing.
All right, thanks a lot for sending that in. You know, listen, the first Detective Pikachu movie that came out, first of all, we talked about this on the Ask Me Anything video yesterday. I remember when that movie's coming out, people screaming at me and saying, John, Pokemon is the #1 entertainment brand in the world. And they were right. It absolutely is. They say, you are a fool if you do not believe this is going to make $1 billion because it's the most popular thing in the world. And I remember saying, yeah, but you know what the #4 entertainment IP in the world is? Winnie the Pooh. How do you think Christopher Robin did at the box office? It's a different thing. And the first Detective Pikachu movie came out. And by the way, it did pretty good at the box office. $433 million. Not bad.
Very respectable.
That's absolutely respectable. A far cry from what a lot of people were insisting it was going to make. It was going to be $1 billion film, but still a pretty good result. And generally speaking, the critics liked it. Had a 68% rating, a solid 68% critic rating on Rotten Tomatoes. The critics generally liked it. I generally liked it. I didn't love it. I thought Ryan Reynolds doing the voice of Pikachu and the character Pikachu were obviously the highlights of the whole damn thing. But it was all right. And apparently they see the potential to do another one because according to reports, they are coming in strong and they are putting it in active development. This comes from the folks over at Screen Rant who write the following. Now, Pokemon Detective Pikachu 2 has received a surprisingly promising update. According to a representative for Legendary Entertainment via Polygon, the project is still in active development. Representatives for Zell, we'll talk about that in a second, stated that he is no longer involved, though he did write a screenplay for the sequel. However, Legendary remained mum on who is currently working on Pokemon Detective Pokemon Pikachu 2. So here's the thing. So Oren Uziel, I hope that's the proper pronunciation of the last name. He wrote films like 22 Jump Street. And he wrote the screenplay for the surprisingly good Sandra Bullock, Magic Mike, Channing Tatum, The Lost City. That one was surprisingly good. He also wrote the most recent not so great Mortal Kombat movie, but he didn't actually write the screenplay for that. He just wrote the story and then the screenplay was written by somebody else. So he's already written a screenplay for Detective Pikachu 2, but is now no longer attached. So they're probably going to use his screenplay as a base and work off that. Do I think they should do a second one? Yeah. As somebody who didn't love the first one, I thought there was enough potential there. They created a pretty magical world. Imagining this city, this kind of advanced city where humans and Pokemon all live together. It definitely had a degree of charm to it. You bring in Ryan Reynolds. His voice as Pikachu was fantastic. So I am down for this. I would like to see them do another one, and hopefully they can improve upon the first one. Anyway, Rob, you hear about this. Are you surprised that it sounds like they're moving ahead with another Pikachu? And do you think it's the right idea?
No, because, by all accounts, this movie should have been terrible. Like, I this movie could have been. I have to say, even I enjoyed this movie. I liked seeing that, it kind of had that Roger Rabbit world coexisting with humans and Gotta Catch Them All, all the Pokemon and all that stuff. I thought it was really an interesting approach. It was fun. And there was some pretty clever stuff in the movie. And it really depends, obviously, on how much it cost. What is the return on investment? And if they can keep the budget down and they know that they're building whatever the sequel is going to be, they can probably assume that if they get Ryan Reynolds back and it's at least as good as the first film, making a little less than $500 million is not a bad proposition, depending on how much it costs. So I am not surprised that this movie is getting made at all. And I hope it's good.
Chris, you and I have never talked about Detective Pikachu, I don't believe. What did you think about it?
Damn shame, because I love this movie.
Oh, okay, good. So I'm assuming you'd be all for them doing another one.
Oh my gosh. Well, to Rob's point too, they made this for $150 million and it made $433. So they got a return on this. It did well. It was critically acclaimed. Well, critically acclaimed, I guess, is a jump, but it was well received. It was well received. It did well in the box office. I love Pokemon, and if there's something that my husband loves more than Helen Mirren, it's Pokemon. He loves Pokemon so much, and so we saw this a couple times in theaters. But it's a really cute movie. I think the animation in this too is so wonderful. All the designs on them were so great. And if you were a 90s kid, you know, seeing these little creatures brought to life in this way was so freaking cool.
Yep.
They're just so cute. I'm all for a new one. The only thing that I was slightly disappointed in at the beginning was, for a while, people were trying to get Danny DeVito to be the voice of Detective Pikachu. There was a whole thing.
I remember that.
It was great, but Ryan did an excellent job.
Pika Pika. I remember after that. What was the name of the? I'm prepared to be impressed if I'm right about this.
Okay.
The Snorlax.
Snorlax.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, that is, Ray is the living representation of the Snorlax. So, but aside from that, I remember like in Burbank, right beside the AMC Burbank 16, there's a big like Japanese candy store, like right beside the AMC Burbank 16 down that little alleyway. And in it, they had this 6-foot something giant plush Snorlax that I remember Anne wanted desperately to buy. I'm like, honey, where are you going to put that? Just tell me where you're going to put it, and we can have the discussion about bringing it into the house.
Wherever she wants.
I mean, that was the problem. She was not able to come up with an actual logical place in her mind to put it, so we didn't get it. But yeah, hey, got to get them all. Guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? What did you think about the original Detective Pikachu? And do you think there was enough there to do a second one? Maybe you think a second one's a waste of time. Maybe you think it's a brilliant idea. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.
With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. And that's why it's America's #1 meal kit. Guys, it's the new year. Do you remember those New Year's goals you promised yourself you'd stick to? HelloFresh is here to help you eat better by delivering fresh ingredients and easy recipes right to your door, taking the hassle out of dinner time. Looking for an easy way to eat well and save money? Cut back on expensive takeout and delivery and get started with HelloFresh. You'll love how fast, easy, and affordable it is to whip up a restaurant-quality meal right in your own kitchen. My wife Ann and I have been constantly impressed by HelloFresh. Not only how absolutely delicious the food is, but how easy it is to prepare and how much fun we have doing it. Go to HelloFresh.com/Campea65 and use the code Campea65 for 65% off plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/Campea65 and use the promo code Campea65 for 65% off plus free shipping. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.